All-Natural Being. Warning, All-Natural Being with Brian Brawdy is designed to shake your sense of self to the core.
It's full contact psychology with an empowering twist, a philosophical loofah for your soul.
For those of you not ready or comfortable releasing your inner superhuman, listener discretion is advised.
Here's your host,
Brian Brawdy.
Good evening. I'm only going to say that 3 more times. That's kind of cool, huh? Good evening and welcome. Thank you for stopping by. When I clear this clock, we all know what time it is. Thank you, mortals, the labyrinth of life itself. You know it is the ups and downs, the lefts, the rights, the pivots, the swerves, the flukes, the whims, the sheer havoc of the synchronicity and serendipity of it all. Blind alleys and cul-de-sacs, of course there are. But never dead ends unless you and I decide to tap out. But until that point, let's just always put your heart's highest priority top of the list, always calling on the true wit and wisdom, and I dare say wallop of your inner whisper. And that's a good thing, because look at the times we're in. Pretty soon, we're going to have to rise up and out-brutal the brutal that is the cut and shuffle that fate deals us on a daily basis, and to bring your own bold once and for all. But before we hit it this evening, a quick hello to my friends, from those joining us all over the globe. It is great to have you with us, as always. Truly am fired up to be driving your bandwagon, to be avidly you, to be your biggest fan, to be your virtual hitchhiker if you're out and about and on the go. And admittedly, I love that. I love riding shotgun, have ever since I first became a cop. So to me, that's a piece of cake. So what do you say? Here's your opportunity, speaking of pieces of cake, here's your opportunity to mortal up, to crush your cant and your critics, to demand your mind's eye and your true potential live wide open. So what do you say? Let's go ahead and kick in some doors. And this evening, a very special episode 423, I'm told, 423 and a half, 424, whatever, tomato. But what I'm very excited about is you'll know that our guest that's with us this evening, Derek Noel from Derek Noel Fitness. I call it damn near flawless, but you know what I mean? I get voted out all the time here. You'd be surprised how much I get voted down. So I like damn near flawless. But the other evening, Sunday evening, as you may know, if you were with us, we were on. And just as I got ready to toss it to Derek, just as I got ready, total power outage. 70,000 people here in the fine capital of the state of Ohio, which, as you know, the acronym stands for Oh How It's Overcast. But right when we were getting ready to announce Derek, total power outage. But what was really cool about it is if you've seen any of the pictures of the solar panels, the wind turbines, everything else we've got going on here, then you know that everything on the set is powered by the natural energies of the sun, a little bit from the wind, right? But here on the set, everything stayed up and going with the exception of one little, the internet transfer that we use. I saw that start to spin and it says connecting. But everything else was fully lit. And then I hear my wife come down the stairs and she goes, power's out. And you know me, the first thing I'm thinking is, oh man, it's been like a month since I've been to the mailbox. There's never anything ever good comes in the mailbox. You recognize that? So this was like an electric bill I didn't pay. It couldn't have been me. It couldn't have been everything here in the studio because we're still up and running. What could it be? And then my wife came downstairs. She says, no, the whole neighborhood is out. We got on and they said, oh no, big power outage. And is come to find out we lost a refrigerator in the power surge and this and that. So it really is kind of a cool thing to be brought to you by the natural energies of the sun and the wind, all natural being, right? I just thought that would be a cool way of doing it because we, knock on wood, didn't sustain, where's some wood around here, didn't sustain any injuries. So, to any injuries to our equipment. So that's good. All right. So what I want to do this evening is just because we have them, I want to go ahead and jump right in and just get a little bit of the kinks ironed out because, right, it's in me to go as soon as I click on his camera, as soon as I see him standing there, could be a power outage. So I'm just going to go ahead and jump to that pretty quickly so we can sure we can get him in before, whatever else is going to happen. But first, let me say hello to Candace. Candace, thank you so much for finding us this evening. It was nice to catch up with you earlier today. Kathy, thank you for watching. I'm losing you off and on. Better. Oh, thank you, Candace. Kathy says, is that sage to help you make sure we stay connected? Well, you know what? That's a very interesting. It's incense that I have left over from my last trip to China, Kathy, and from time to time. And you know what? That's very interesting because there are times where I do have sage burning. So thank you very much for recognizing that, Kathy. Good evening as well to Matt Connerton. Matt, thank you for joining us here at allnaturalbeing.com. All right. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get in. Let's make sure we can hear him, we can see him. Of course, I'm talking about our good friend Derek Noel from Damn Near Flawless, or Derek Noel Fitness, as you may know, AKA, right? In case he's undercover, it's Damn Near Flawless. But let's go ahead and bring... You remind me of that. Who was that comedian? The Bean? We used to act... Yeah, exactly. Oh, hey, and you're sporting a new haircut since I saw you.
Yes, I am.
Very nice. Very nice. I like that. All right. We got audio. No power outage yet. Man, this is all good stuff. All right, brother, what's going on? What's new and exciting?
Well, first off, I'm glad that round 2 is working just fine.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I think into every life a little rain must fall, but we've got the audio, we've got you've got a haircut, you got the logo on. I think everything is going good. Matt Connerton says, I still can't figure out these envelopes. I know, Matt, it's been ricocheting around in my mind as well. So, Derek, we've got some big news. So let's do this in case there's an earthquake, a hurricane, a tornado, a terrorist attack, Martians land in my freaking front yard, whatever's going to interrupt our signal tonight, whatever's going to go down to make this happen. Let's talk about the big news. You got a show. You're getting your own show here on IPMNation.com. When's that coming?
We're still trying to figure out tentative dates. So actually, we know 2 weeks from now.
2 weeks from now, ballpark. All right.
We're still trying to decide on a Saturday or Sunday night. So actually, why don't we ask people right now?
Oh, that's a great
What
idea.
do you think would be better?
Yeah, well, I get a better idea than ever asking everybody else. Why don't we ask your girlfriend? Right? Because she might be going, you're absolutely on crack if you think I'm giving up Saturday night. Exactly. If you think I'm giving up Saturday Night Live. Look at me. You're giving up Saturday night so you can play DJ. And maybe she'd think Sunday night would be better, but it's very brave of you to throw it up here in the thread. Who knows what they say? Okay, just this in, a quick little survey of everyone on the thread. Monday mornings at 3 a.m. it is. All right, so everyone's voted. The polls are closed. All right, Derek, but what do you think? I'm sorry. Go ahead, brother.
I'm sorry, I completely missed that question.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, I know. I didn't know if you were playing with me. Like, I think that we still have audio. What do you think? Do you want to do Saturday? Yeah, exactly. I love the idea of it being either a Saturday or Sunday night, right? Because it allows people to kind of digest everything that you're talking about and get ready to apply it Monday morning. So I'm loving the fact that it's one of those 2 days.
Yeah, I'm really excited for it to be on the weekend because I know for me personally, having my mental state ready to go into that Monday
Sure.
is the biggest thing. If I go in on Monday and I'm not ready up here,
Sure.
it drags all the way through to like Wednesday.
So that might not be a bad thing to think about. What exactly is the best time for people to get that information? And I like to say, I like to hit the ground running Monday morning. You know what I mean? I like to be able to get out of bed, put the feet on the floor, right into my running shoes. Whatever it is I'm going to do that day, right, Derek? I'd like to be able to get out, just hit it hard, and and go from there. So what do you have planned for us? Speaking of hitting it hard, even though I'll be doing it tomorrow morning, what do you have planned for us this evening? What's some of the things that we can talk about? Dude, you are really good at this. If you're doing this whole thing where you're like talking and acting like sound's coming out, but it isn't, you're doing a great job. Well, you really ought to be a mime. Huh, no audio. Look at that. I was going to say, that's a great bit. Do. How's that? Oh, that's nice. See, the aliens did land in the front yard. All right, so let's try this. Hello, Derek. Oh, is that on your end? Okay, cool. Then I can stop messing around. All right, so let's do this while we're waiting for Derek to work out the audio there and get back to us. Let's just say hello to Joseph. Good evening. Joseph, it's all on you. Okay, I like that. Good evening, Joseph. Thank you for joining us this evening at All Natural Being. Trying to get some audio worked out here, but the big news is Derek is going to have his own show here on IPM Nation. It'll probably be a radio show, I'm thinking, so we probably won't be doing a lot here in terms of the live video, so you won't have to worry about this happening. But he's going to have his own show, and we're very excited. Obviously, we're very excited about that, where people are going to be able to call in. People are going to be able to go, oh, well, what if I had a question about lunges, right? What if I had a question about burpees? Right? Mountain climbers, squat thrusts, bicep curls, tricep dips, or dips in general, right? No, not those, not like French onion dips, but like dips on a bar. Needs a sign person. That's a great idea, Joseph. Let's just go back real quick and see what our crew has got worked out now. I don't know if you can hear me, Derek, but Joseph says you need a sign person, right? Sign language. I know how to say, what is your name? That's about it. That's the full extent of my sign language. Remember there. Oh, there you go. Yeah, you're back. Good. So that receiver that you were certain wouldn't fall off the handle fell off. Is that it?
The battery. It was the battery. Still working on it.
Okay, so I take it you're going to talk to us about jumping jacks this evening. There you go. See, now, Joseph, we don't need a sign person. See, if the audio goes down, he could just mime handstands, push-ups, squat thrusts, burpees, mountain climbers, jumping jacks. See, what do you think?
Or I could write things on the side right behind me.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, I can't read. What does that say? It says men's room. What does it say? A and B? What does that say?
It says TRX slider pikes and burpees.
Oh, and burpees. Well, see, you could do burpees if the camera were down a little more. Candace says, as I eat a sugar cookie. Well, she's like, okay. Joseph says you could skip rope. Oh, yes, you could skip. Very good. You're going to have a great show. You could play catch with a medicine ball, right? You just, I know. How about juggle some kettlebells?
I feel like that's a sure way to make sure I hit myself in the face.
But I'll tell you one thing, brother. If there's anyone that I know that could juggle a kettlebell, it would be you. Some of the videos of the stuff I've seen you pull, I'm absolutely confident. I wouldn't even need a take. I would trust it to go live. I mean, I can't trust our audio, but I would trust you to go live juggling a kettlebell, hands down. I would never worry about it, just so you know.
While standing on a Bosu ball.
Oh, see, you're just a trained professional. All right, brother, I don't want to take up all your time talking about what I'd love to see you do. What do you want to talk about this evening?
Well, last time we were talking about shoulders and we went through those pass
through. Oh, yeah. Do you want to see my bar? Do you want to see
your bar?
Yeah, right here. It goes no farther than this. I want to make sure I've taken everything out, but hold on. It's right above me. So when I need it, it's right up here. When I don't need it, I put it right back up here, but it is always right where I can get it, thanks to you. So there, see?
Another thing, though, is let's talk about the lower body this time.
I think that's a great idea.
So, for the people on camera, mysterious cameraman number 1 is going to actually be moving the camera back.
He's not the audio guy, is he?
I'm
kidding.
No,
of course he's the audio guy.
So camera guy is going to move this back so I can see more of my body.
Okay, sounds good.
I'm right there. I think I'm in view.
Yeah, sure.
I think
you could go tip down a little bit. We can see a good bit of space above your head. Do we need to see above your knees? There we go. There we go.
Yeah,
that looks good.
Yeah.
All right, good.
So,
you're wearing shorts. There you go. Okay, there you go. All right, take it away.
Everyone's blinded.
Joseph says, skip a rope. I love that. All right, my friend, go ahead.
Anyways, a lot of people have knee problems. It's one of the biggest issues that I run into in a boot camp setting.
Ooh.
A lot of times, the issue isn't actually a knee issue.
All right.
It's usually one of the joints on either side. So it can be either ankles
Okay.
or it can be hip.
Okay.
Barring it mess up your ACL or MCL or anything like that,
Sure.
or meniscus, that's obviously a knee.
Okay.
But a lot of times if people feel tightness, it's or like their knees lifting up and you're like, oh, that's really stiff today. It's usually an imbalance somewhere here, down.
Okay.
In rare occasions, it can be in your back and stuff like that, but that's a more serious issue. But one of the biggest things you can do is, for example, if you have someone who's a little bit pigeon, which means your knees are kind of pointing inwards,
Okay.
is to make sure that you're working out your butt.
Oh, really? So the glutamus, maximus, minimus, medius, all of those muscles in there, they pretty
Yeah.
big deal, isn't it, in terms of lower leg health?
Giant in terms of lower leg health. A lot of people don't know how to make those parts stronger. So your glute, so your butt is responsible for basically moving your leg around. It's most of it hip movements, along with your hip flexors, your psoas and your piriformis and stuff like that. Those are the names of your hip flexors, by the way. So what you want to do is the motion of moving your knee across and over,
Okay.
which also happens to do with the twist, which makes that knee internally rotate. So pigeon, like being pigeon-toed, for example, one of the biggest things you can do is actually strengthen that glute, the medial. So a way you can do that is by simply doing leg lifts.
Really?
Right up to the side. Because this movement strengthens right here.
Okay.
So you can also do this with a band wrapped around a rig with a little bit of tension. I'm not going to trust myself with this one because it's on circle bands.
Okay.
And I snapped myself with those before, and that hurts.
Oh, that would be good TV, though, you got to admit. Let me say hello quickly to Alice. Alice and Marie, thank you so very much for joining us. We're hanging out with Derek Noel from Derek Noel Fitness. I'm sorry, Derek, go ahead.
So a good way to do that is to simply strengthen by doing these side leg lifts.
Okay.
You can even use your hand. You can do this without any weight. All you need is basically your hands. So once you can do about 15 to 20 of these, feel your hip a little bit.
Sure.
You can put your hand on your leg and push against your leg to get a little bit extra tension.
All right. Oh, yeah.
So doing that will help strengthen everything here because unless it's genetic, which is a whole other ballgame.
Sure.
A lot of times people who are naturally pigeon-toed just have very underdeveloped muscles on the side. So 10 muscles through this entire area.
Sure.
So strengthening those 10 muscles by doing leg lifts or glute bridges or kettlebell swings or even properly learning how to squat so that you're not doing a glorified knee extension.
Right. Derek, can I ask, can we also lie on our side? So if you're saying to be standing and lifting the leg out, can you lay on your left side, let's say, support your head like you're watching TV, and then raise your right leg up in that same fashion that you were as if you were standing?
Absolutely. And you can do a few different variations of that too.
Okay, very cool. I got a little story to tell you. Not too long ago, one of the most profound injuries I've had in 40 some odd years now of running came when I stepped backwards on a child's toy, like a Hot Wheel, and the thing took off from behind me, and I ended up almost doing a split, and it tweaked a muscle that sat well beneath the maximus, the minimus, and the medius. And I'm telling you, it was as painful as anything I've ever experienced. So there's a lot going on back there, and to be flexible and to be strong when you need to be, I imagine that's a huge deal.
Huge.
Now, what else would you say so you're working, if you go, if you got knee pain, if you got this or that, you're going to do, the adduction of moving the legs out. What would be another example of something that we could do to loosen up the hips?
To loosen up the hips?
Sure.
Stretching would be a very good idea.
Okay. You got a couple of your favorites?
So there are a couple different ones, depending on where I feel my knees, because my knees get wonky sometimes too. As you get older, things happen just naturally. It doesn't feel super good. I'm actually going to go down to the ground for this one.
Okay, cool.
Oh,
wow, look at that.
So look, there's a flat ground here.
I know. What do we got? A crew of like 11? I didn't think we had the budget for that. All right, cool. I like it.
So first off, if I feel something at the top of my knee,
Okay.
it's my quadriceps, the front of the leg, it feels really good. So right now, I'm on both knees, and I'm just going to basically sit back towards my butt. This
Oh, wow.
just by itself will
Yep.
stretch those fronts of the legs, which is really good. I can adjust my angle.
Right.
If I'm feeling it in my knee specifically, I need to move the angle of my knees. So they might be pointing directly in front of me. They might be a little bit out wide.
Okay.
I might be sitting in between my feet. This is really good to start with the front.
Okay.
If I'm feeling on the outside of my knee, so if I'm feeling it, if I'm on my left leg, if I'm feeling that basically on the outside,
Okay.
I might do something that doesn't bug that necessarily. So one of my favorites that also stretches out the glutes as well as everything else,
Sure.
it's called a pigeon pose, which I kind of stole from yoga a little bit.
All right. Well, that's okay.
It's very, very good. So
They've been around a
from
lot of years. They've been around a lot of years. I don't think they're too worried about the plagiarism. Yeah, I think we're good.
So if I basically lay my leg across in front,
Oh, yeah.
so I'm putting the outside of my ankle down on the ground. I'm on my left leg. I'm left hand. I'm one of those backwards people.
All right.
Doesn't matter. Then I'm going to bring my knee down. So I'm starting out basically. I'm kneeling, and instead of both of my knees being in front,
Right.
my left foot in front of my right knee.
Yes, sir.
From there, I'm just going to bring myself back gradually.
Yep.
And I'm
That's a
going to
great one.
stretch
Yep.
in the glutes. I'm going to turn sideways for this. So
You know what? That's actually the stretch I had to do to get to the muscle that I had tweaked stepping back on that little Hot Wheel car.
Yeah, because it is great. It hits the piriformis.
Yep.
It hits the glutes, both of them.
Yeah.
The QLT, it's the IT, which is really tight for a lot of people.
Sure. And then, Derek, if I could, Joseph asks, how much time do you feel is a good workout time, minimum to maximum, for best results? So if you do a stretching program, and to be honest with you, Derek, I love doing the stretching at night because it just seems to be able to get all kinds of tension out of me so I can fall asleep. But what would be a good time frame? Before you answer that, let me say hello to Kelly. Kelly, thank you for joining us here on All Natural Being. We're hanging out with Derek from Derek Noel Fitness. Joseph asks, how much time do you feel is a good workout time, minimum to maximum, for best results? Derek, take it away.
As I've called it before, the answer of all time.
Right.
For a lot of people who don't have very much time, say you're working a job 14 hours a day, 5 days a week, you say you're working 50 to 60, maybe 70 hours a week.
Okay.
Where you have a family that you need to take care of.
Right.
30 in most cases should be fine. And you want to make that more high intensity training workout to make sure that you're getting that heart rate up and burning calories.
Sure.
If you have a little bit of time, I personally like 45 to 60 minute threshold.
Okay.
But for most people, you don't really want to go over an hour to an hour and a half.
Okay.
And there's a reason for that.
Okay. But you said, I'm sorry, you cut out there a little bit, but at the bottom end, we're talking 20 minutes. Is that a good one? 20 minutes, 30 minutes?
20 to 30 minutes.
20 to 30 minutes. Okay, groovy. I like that. I can work that in. I call them 20-minute victories because there's a lot of times you go, I got 20 minutes. I can throw in a quick sprint. I can do some HIIT. I can do some push-ups, some of the different things, the dips that you told me about. All right, brother, I hate to do this, but we're running out of time. So another tip that you could think that we could use to incorporate, because we've talked about keeping your shoulders flexible. Thank you very much for that. Now, this evening, we're focusing on your hips, your low back, your knees. And I should also, in case you want to answer quickly, Candace says, my goal is to see if I can get my fat tuchus. Oh, I'm sorry. She said butt. I thought it said tuchus. Get my fat butt on a surfboard after all these years. Any advice?
My advice?
Yeah.
Just do it.
Just to absolutely go enjoy the beach.
Don't let yourself call yourself a fat butt. Don't let yourself say that you can't do it because it's been too long. You're too old. I just saw a video of a 94-year-old lifting 405 pounds. A 94-year-old shouldn't be able to do that, but guess what? He did.
He did. That's right. Like riding a bicycle.
just do it.
Just get back on. All right, so Derek, before I let you go, how can people get a hold of you? Let's do that now, very quickly, and then within a couple weeks, we're going to have the announcement of your show. I know Matt's working on it, Wayne's working on it. Your Uncle Henry was all excited when I told him about it yesterday. So, what are we looking at? A couple weeks before you're on the air yourself?
Yeah, so it'll be 2 weeks before I'm on the air myself. We're still figuring out the logistics. In the meantime, you can find me at dereknoelfitness.com. My name is spelled E-R-E-K, by the way. And then Noel, just like Christmas, N-O-E-L, fitness.com. You can find me on Facebook at the Derek Noel, which is also where my show will be streaming live in 2 weeks. So if you want to jump on that for updates, make sure you follow that. And you can find me on Instagram at the Derek Noel.
At the Derek Noel on Instagram. So if you get a chance head over. If I didn't do a good enough job of relaying your questions, please hit him up at any of those different places or post them here in the feed. I'm sure Wayne will make sure that he gets them. All right, Derek, thank you. I know there's all kinds of hoops you have to jump through to get down to the gym and do this every Sunday night. So it's been a pleasure. Thank you for consulting and coaching me and helping me out. I'm looking forward. I'll be right there when your show launches I keep a pen with me whenever. I don't know if you can see it, but I have a pen with me whenever you're on, and I take very copious notes about the things that you say so that I don't forget it all. So thank you, my friend, very much. I appreciate you hanging out with us, and we'll look forward to catching up with you in a couple of weeks.
All right. Thanks for having me, and make sure you check out the Arnold Sports Festival this weekend.
Oh, there you go. Very nice. All right, my friend, we'll see you soon. All right, everyone, that is the Derek Noel from Derek Noel Fitness. And just an all-around great guy, knows his stuff. And like I said, if you've got a chance to see any of the videos of him working his magic, it's unbelievable what he's able to do. So he's a great person to take advice from, and he's really approachable too. So he's someone you could reach out to and talk to, and he'd be able to hook you up for sure. All right, in the closing minute, we've got tonight, which I guess is Tuesday. We have Wednesday and Thursday, 2 more nights this week. Will be episodes. If this is 23, then we got episode 24 and 25. Episode 426 will be Monday morning, March 4th. We're going to go back to 7 a.m. Eastern broadcasting. We're working around the clock to get all kinds of cool things going with that. So thank you for thinking about tuning in. We're really excited about being the sworn enemy of your snooze alarm, right? About being able to do those things that'll help get everybody, in the tug of war that is your warm, comfy blanket. We want to be that tipping force, right? We want to be that one little thing that helps you win that battle every morning with a blanket. And that will kick off on March 4th. At 7 a.m. Eastern. All right, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. Candace says, I've got to get 20 pounds off. You and me both, Candace. I call it the tumor 20. We're working on that. Definitely tune in to Derek. Well, Candace, thank you so very much. I appreciate it. And Joseph, I hope that helped in terms of min to max. Somewhere between 20 and 30 minutes on the min. About 90 minutes, an hour and 15, hour and 30 on the max. Peace out to you as well. All right, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. Thank you so very much for joining us here at All Natural Being. We will be back tomorrow night. Have an absolutely fantastic evening and day. Until we see you then.